SummerSlam, or Hot WrestleMania, as Simon Miller likes to call it, is done. It's in the books. 2024 SummerSlam was a masterpiece. And if you go watch my predictions videos, I got 7 out of 7 right. And even though I was able to predict a lot of things, including the swerves, I enjoyed it. It was a good show, starting with Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, I think this was her coming out moment. All eyes were already on her because the storyline has gotten us to actually care about her, whether or not we hate or love her. We care about her so much right now, and then she performs at such a high level, creating such intense moments. And Rhea Ripley putting her shoulder back in place, that was really cool. That was a nice touch. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. I've been watching wrestling for 35 years, and for someone to do something that I've never seen before, kudos. She sold it like a champ. And the ending with Dominic turning on Rhea, we all saw it coming, and yet it was still surprising and shocking. Like, it was so predictable. Everybody was calling for it, and they still did it, which I really appreciate, because sometimes you gotta go with how the story is going. You don't want to just change things because, oh, well, people are predicting it, let's just change it for the sake of changing it. It was such a moment, and this gives Dominic his heel heat back. Had he stayed with Lami, he was going to turn face. And are we ready for a Dominic Mysterio face with a Rey Mysterio face on the same talent roster? No. We need to keep Dom heel. Turning on Mommy, who the fans have deemed a face, and then flipping off the crowd, kissing Liv Morgan. This was an amazing match as well. Dominic Mysterio's, his involvement didn't take away from the match, but it added to the ending, and just it made it very memorable. This is going to be a moment now. This is a SummerSlam moment, and Liv has a win over Rhea Ripley. Who would have saw that coming? Liv Morgan has just taken the ball and ran with it. No way in the world did anybody think she was going to knock out Rhea Ripley, talk crap about her for months, and then win the rematch. You know, that is an amazing job, Liv Morgan. All props to you and Rhea for making that happen. And Dominic, but I'm just saying that Liv Morgan, whew, great job. But before we go any further, I want to give away this belt or those belts behind me. All you gotta do is comment below. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm gonna give a belt away. Free shipping and everything. I'll reach out to you. And these are replicas, not toys. You can walk into parties saying, I'm the champion, do whatever you want to do. We will acknowledge you. And yeah, just all you gotta do is comment. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I pick somebody, and then I'll do it again. I am always going to give away a belt on this channel from now to forever. So please keep commenting. Guys, let's go to the next match. Braun Breaker beats Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. Right call. Yeah, I don't really have much to say other than, should have happened a month ago. The wrongs have been righted. The world is healing. Braun Breaker is the champion. I stole that line from my friend Jeremy. Just, Braun Breaker's the champ. The world's healing. Love it. And yeah, good job, Braun. Good job, Sami. Logan Paul versus LA Knight. Logan Paul is just, I don't know, that guy, he has no right to be as good as he is, but he is. He's just an amazing talent. I don't know how he did it. He literally jumps up, spins around, lands on the ropes, his feet, and then does a moonsault onto the floor. That was crazy. They probably do that every other match on AEW, but I don't really watch AEW, so seeing it one time in one match in an entire night, I was amazed. I was literally amazed by that. It was so freaking smooth and awesome. Like, Logan Paul, no right to be as good as he is, and I am so happy that his third defense was his final defense right now, and not because I'm a Logan Paul hater, but because I am an LA Knight lover? I don't know, that sounds wrong, but I do love LA Knight. And yeah, sorry, legally I have to say yeah every time I say LA Knight's name. Yeah, and so yeah, if I forgot to say his name earlier. Anyways, LA Knight won, right call. He's got the US title. maybe give him about a year with this before we move him down to the heavyweight title. Let him do what Gunther did for the U.S. title, because before and for a long time, a secondary belt was it meant nothing. But Gunther proved that a secondary belt can elevate you to main event status, and LA Knight, I think, can do what Gunther did, but for the U.S. title. And for Logan Paul, I don't know, that guy's just, I look forward to when he comes back. Bayley versus Nia Jax, full confession, I'm not really a Bayley fan. I don't know what it is about her, but I've never fully connected with her, but I do recognize her talent and her love for the business. She did great. She had a power bomb on Nia Jax, which was like jaw-dropping, so amazing stuff there. It was a good match. It was definitely a good match. Bayley's just going to be one of those people who always performs at a high level on these high-level events, but right now, it's all about Nia Jax to me. I am feeling Nia Jax. She is so good since she came back. I don't want to hear anything about her first run in WWE. I don't care what she did back then, because right now, this run has just been amazing, and I want to only talk about this run. She is great on the mic. She is great with her body language, with her wrestling, with her moves, with everything. And then we had the tease with the Money in the Bank. I was a little worried they were going to break up this pairing between Nia and Tiffany at that moment, because, she's trying to cash in, making a triple threat. But after the match, you can see that Nia didn't think anything of it. She was just happy she won. I'm sure someone's going to try to use that as a wedge between them, but hopefully they just go with the saying she was just there to be a distraction. She wasn't going to really cash in. And maybe down the road we can realize that she was going to. But for the next 3 to 4 months, let's just have them be an obnoxious pairing, the champion and the Money in the Bank holder together. That's kind of new. That is kind of new, and I am all for it with these two, because it gives Tiffany the rub, and it gives Nia that, I don't know, just the more eyes on her where they should be, because Nia has arrived. She arrived a little bit ago, but if there were still any doubters, they can't be right now, because here she is. She is the woman. Cinema. That's what CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins referee match was. Oh, it was so amazing. It was so freaking good. And to think that it was all based around a $2 bracelet? I cannot believe they got a $2 bracelet that an entire match on the second biggest PLE of the year revolved around it. Now, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of other things that happened, but for real, that bracelet played so much into this match. It was crazy. It was great. And I just loved seeing CM Punk perform at such a level. He brought it. That dude has probably not had a match like this in forever. When he was in the Royal Rumble, he was gassed at the end. And then we were all probably just a little worried. We saw it. He was a little gassed. But we didn't know at the time that he had a serious career-threatening injury. So now, here he comes into SummerSlam, and he performs at such a high level, and he wasn't gassed. Yeah, they were breathing hard, but everyone was breathing hard. I walked to the fridge, and I'm breathing hard, but these guys were putting on a long match with big-time moves. Of course, they were going to be huffing and puffing, but I saw Drew huffing and puffing, too. So, CM Punk, he definitely hung with Drew McIntyre, and I love that CM Punk got so mad at Seth Rollins, saying, "You screwing with me? Are you screwing with me?" It was so in character. Everything about this was so good, because it allows everybody to move on and not move on at the same time. The only ones who will not have kind of a beef with each other are Drew and Seth. I'm sure we can get that fire rekindled real quick, but right now CM Punk can go after Seth Rollins, or he can go after Drew, because Drew said he was done with CM Punk, but then he took the bracelet back. The fact that he took the bracelet means this is going to continue, and I wonder if it's going to continue all the way to WrestleMania, where we have a triple threat match between those guys. Can you imagine a triple threat match without needing a title? I've always hated triple threats that did not have stakes to it, but this one would be the exception. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre just absolutely killed it. They crushed it. That was the match of the night for me because of the storyline. It was a good match regardless, but the storyline just put it over the top, and that's what wrestling is. Wrestling is match, characters, storyline, spectacle, and it had it all. Oh, it was so good. Seth Rollins did a great job as a referee too, tying the shoe, saying things like, let that slide, go for it, be better, do better, taking the chair away at one point. It was just every single one of them. All three of them played their part equally, and I am just very happy for Drew to get a big win. He's been screwed left and right this year, and he got the big win. Kudos to CM Punk putting over Drew McIntyre. Oh, I bet Tony Khan is mad that he let CM Punk go. Yeah, CM Punk might have been a problem in AEW, but if you look and see that in the right environment that isn't toxic and crazy, CM Punk can thrive and be an asset, and that's what he's doing right now. Just great job all around. Great job all around. Gunther is your champion, and he will be your champion until your kids are in college. This was a good match. My only regret that Damian Priest, I literally have not been feeling his title reign up until 2 weeks ago. Gunther finally got Damian Priest out of his shell. I've wanted to see a more aggressive and just hard-hitting Damian Priest, and he finally got it with Gunther. Gunther made him mad enough where we saw that vicious animal that Damian Priest could be. Damian Priest had too much respect. I don't know what he was doing. He was just kind of coming out and smirking and saying, hey, I'm a champion, deal with it. But now he's coming out just showing that he's a champion with his actions and not his words. And I'm loving this Damian Priest. But unfortunately, he hit the wall that is called Gunther. Gunther needed to take the title. I'm glad he took the title. This was the right call. And even better, Finn Balor turned on Damian Priest. So now we got a storyline coming out of that, and I'm so happy for Finn Balor because he's been so mishandled. It is crazy, and I am so happy that right now he has got the opportunity to get into a feud with Finn Balor. I hope that he takes control of Judgment Day. Him, Dom, and Liv take control of Judgment Day. Priest and Rhea can go on their singles run. They can hate each other, have a huge feud, and Gunther can move on as your world champion. And the match was great. The match was just, it was just hard-hitting. Two big dudes just out there performing. It's this SummerSlam, so good, so good. And now we get to the main event, Cody versus Solo Sikoa. It was an okay match. A Solo Sikoa, this was his best outing so far, but honestly, because of Bloodline rules, everybody was just kind of waiting for the involvement to happen. And it happened. The Tungans came out, and then Kevin Owens and Randy Orton came out. It was a little weird that when Randy's music hits, he's supposed to be in a hurry to help his friends, but he's he's slapping hands with the fans. But that's me nitpicking. And then they run off the Tungans. The match continues. And then Jacob Fatu comes out. Jacob Fatu is amazing. He's awesome. And this is scary. I'm not sure if Jacob Fatu really hurt himself on the announce table. He jumped off. He did a splash onto Cody. And I'm a little afraid that was a real injury, and that would suck so bad because it took Jacob Fatu so long to get to the WWE. He's such on a roll, there's so much momentum, and then it's going to stall because of an actual injury to his leg, because his leg did hit the announce table when he jumped off. Couldn't continue after that. I'm really hoping he couldn't continue and that was just storyline purpose, that because nobody could take out Jacob Fatu, that Jacob Fatu took himself out. But I'm worried because after the show went off the air, there is camera footage from fans of a referee helping Jacob to the back. Please, please, please be all a work. God, we cannot lose him right now, because this storyline went to the next level, because after that happened, Roman returned. That's what everybody was waiting for. Roman returning made this match. Roman returning was the moment of moments. We were all just, I have a reaction video if you guys want to see it, but Roman Reigns returned and he helped Cody Rhodes. Now, I actually predicted this in my prediction video. I said that Roman was going to return, beat up Solo, and let Cody win. And it wasn't to help Cody, but it was to hurt Solo. And that's exactly what happened. Roman did give Cody the nod, but for the most part, you could tell that he wasn't necessarily doing Cody favors. It just happened to be a favor. But yeah, Roman speared Solo and allowed Cody to win. It was just good to see the Tribal Chief back in action. The Cody Solo match, it was a fine match, but if it wasn't for the Roman involvement, I think Gunther and Priest or Punk and Drew would have been way better main events. I'm glad it wasn't Punk and Drew. There was no title on the line. I'm really much a proponent of the title needs to be last on the card. It has to be a huge, huge match for it not to be last on the card. I'm really happy that our Tribal Chief is back. I acknowledge you, Roman Reigns. I hope you acknowledge the subscribe button, and I hope you comment so you can have a chance to win a belt. That was SummerSlam 2024. Great PLE. What did you think? If you had to give it a rating, what would you give it? I saw someone give it a C+, and I'm like, wow, a C+. What's an A to you? What is an APLE to you? Like, how do you even enjoy the product if SummerSlam 2024 was a C+? This was such a good PLE, and yeah, just Triple H, continue to cook. Awesome. Guys, girls, have a great day.